I invite here on stage the Assessor of Territory and Green Frameworks of Lombardy region, Gianluca Comazzi. Good morning and welcome.
Prego. Buongiorno, grazie.
Good morning, thank you. I just got here, but I followed all the works you did from the room. We had council on motions today, so I wanted to be here to conclude this morning. I would like to thank Dr. Mr. Laffi and Mrs. Norcini, my general direction that worked so much with for this project and for other projects. And I would like to greet all the associations, the volunteers, all people that somehow are involved in the Stati Generali Natura 2000 in this project, which is a journey that we started as a regional institution to try and create this continuity for the strength of the message if compared to the past. I always say that our region is extraordinary, is amazing, and most of the time is told for the economic, productive, and work strength, but not so many people know what Lombardy is when it comes to protection of territory and the framework of what we have to do. I always say that we have a 30% of our territory that is under the systems of protected areas, so natural systems, national parks, natural parks. We have an extraordinary possibility to continue this work to enhance the value of parks and take care of projects which are not that well known, but were used on the topic of biodiversity. I always give as an example the frog. We did an amazing project with the park of Colli. Of course, the debate today on the communication level as well, on the animals, for example, that affect sensitivity of people, but there are very important projects we are doing at a European level and that have to be promoted and told in the schools as well. So I'd like to create the foresters. Thank you for the work you do every day. We also remember today the recalled numbers today. So I'll go on that again, by 637 protected species by the European directives. And I think that the figure at an economic level is fundamentally incredible because we don't think about the matter of preservation, and not many people know that the loss of biodiversity can have consequences at an economic level as well, because the report of the European World Bank 2021 estimates that the biodiversity crisis and the collapse of ecosystems may entail a contraction of the GPD, of the global GDP, by $2.37 trillion by 2030, which is incredible and it's crazy, and no one would ever thought about it. That's why tomorrow we will have a very important meeting organized along with the European Commission at Palazzo Lombardia. That will be a new meeting because we are trying to put together the protection of territory, biodiversity and habitat, along with the economic aspect. So how can our companies, our big companies in the world, invest in this world? We need to try, if we want to protect our territory and our country's territory, but the territory in general in our world, we need to make it attractive at the economic level as well. That's why it's important for companies to wonder how useful it is to invest on environmental sustainability. That has to go hand in hand with the economic reality and with the social reality as well. Therefore, Lombardy region will be working in the years to come. We also have some associations that worked with sponsored the event. We have many recovery centers. I recently visited the Lipus one in the Park of Ticino. I'll go to the Cesano Maderno soon, but there are important realities we need to support as a message of, as a form of respect of towards our planet and towards who lives in this planet. We always remember this, the soil, the territory. The soil is a resource that is not renewable. Therefore, when we do something, that part of land is lost. Therefore, we need to promote some sustainable policies. It's not true that Lombardy region is the reason of cement. We are the first region in Italy that approved the law on soil consumption on urban regeneration, and we recovered over the past 5 years over 62 million cubic meters. We attracted investments for over 30 billion euros. That means that if we get interested about the already built areas or the abandoned areas, we can save and not impact the virgin areas. So the areas that have not been touched and represent a 30%. And we have the goal we gave to our municipalities to arrive of a zero soil consumption by 2050. Today, with the approval of over 450 governance plans of the territories municipalities, we are at the 25% of goal of soil consumption reduction. So it's quite an interesting result, and we have to do more. And I think we do not only have to take care of the pretty places, because I visited many parks, moist areas, places where we do these projects of reinsertion of animals which are currently at risk, but we also have to take care of the big urbanized areas, the cities, because if there's something that say protecting biodiversity, if biodiversity tells us something, is that it can adapt itself to incredible situation. In fact, above this building, which is visited by many visitors, many tourists every year, there are Joe and Julia, the two little ox that became the symbol of this city. Every year they come back here in Palazzo Pirelli, and you can see that it's not easy. I mean, I'm a technician, but these mirrors, these windows certainly do not help birds to fly, but they come here, they adapt themselves. And in Piazza della Repubblica, there's one of the most ancient of parrots, and we know that during the stadiums, for example, there are other birds at the same time that adapt themselves. And these are stories. We have Parco Nord foxes. So there are many animals that found and managed to find their natural habitat in big cities as well. For example, along with my general direction recently, when we had to express our opinion as for the Montana, which is a strategic infrastructure for our region, we asked to insert ecological corridors, which are points and passages that allow animals to pass through without being object of any possible accident. So we have to be careful and respect the effort of the animals and planet. I was very impressed by the story of, you may have read of this wolf, 2, 3 years old, that went out of an amazing path. He started in Italy and went to Hungary. So imagine the struggle, strength, and then when it arrived there, a child, a 9 year old child with his father, shot him, shot it. I think that's very. Something that on one side shows the strength of life, going through all problems, difficulties, so the extraordinary desire to live animals have, and on the other side, there's a child that in just 1 second turns that's life off. I think that it's important, it's very important for us to involve schools as well. They'll say that, but I really think that it's necessary to start from the bottom and from who has who knows some what beauty is, what the beauty of life is. So thank you, everyone, and I hope you enjoy these days.